This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go. What's up, Bruce?
Hi, Jody. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm here. Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I'm feeling the same. I'm here. I'm ready to go. I'm a little tired from my adventures. I went to Seattle over the weekend.
Yeah. How was it?
It was amazing. It was really fun. It was really nice weather. I got to really explore the city at my first time there. Did some of the touristy things. Went to the market that I can't think of what it was called, but
okay. Pike Place.
Yep. Sorry. I was like, What the heck is it called? That was a lot. There was a lot of people, a lot of, touristy people running around, getting in the way, trying to get pictures. We went to the gum wall, which is actually really kind of gross.
Yes.
I was like, I don't actually really like this.
Yeah. Don't stumble there.
I know. I was like, You're like, you go down these stairs to this thing, and then it's like, it's all around you.
Right.
And I was like, this is not what I was imagining. So I was like, I'm just going to stand in the middle of this, get the picture, and then get out of there.
Yep.
Yeah. Just wandered around the city. Like I said, it was really nice. We stayed in the Capitol Hill area and just kind of bounced around.
Yeah. So you got to do all the Seattle stuff.
Yeah, most of it. I didn't do the Space Needle thing. I'm not a big fan of heights, so that wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. And then I took the train to and from. So that the Amtrak, that was fun.
Was it? Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's about the same amount of time to drive there, and then I didn't have to pay all the gas and the parking and deal with that. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it. Well, cool.
Something new. Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah. It's that time, and that's a good way to do it. Get up there, get out. I'm still feeling it. Like I said last week, I'm ready to get out and travel and go places. So
yeah, I was wearing my mask on the train to and from because some of the cases are starting to go up again, and I was trying to do my best to stay safe and all that jazz. So
yeah, it makes sense. Have masks with you in case you need them. So yeah. Definitely.
But it was a good time. I'm definitely going to go back and, try to experience a little bit more, because it's hard when there's so much to do to pack it into like a couple days, and you're like, I'm just kind of tired. I want to just chill and enjoy the sunshine in the park today.
Right. Well, cool. Well, this week we're talking about someone that we know and admire is getting a show on National Geographic or Disney Plus. Disney Plus, and that is Jeff Jenkins of Chubby Diaries.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, he just recently made the announcement, but it's also if you don't believe Instagram, you can look at Variety, where they are talking about how he is getting his own show, and it is untitled at this point, and it's going to come to National Geographic. Travel blogger and influencer Jeff Jenkins will lead viewers on a 1-week epic adventure that would scare most people. Guided by his philosophy that life begins where your comfort zone ends, the show aims to capture the beauty that comes from the scariest moments. It says, it's something that they're working on. It's in development. It's going to happen. And if you're not familiar with Jeff, he has a website called Chubby Diaries, and it is all about traveling, being a bigger person, getting out and traveling the world. And he writes things. There are other people on his team. It's really cool, and it's all very travel focused. And it's he just does some really neat things there. Definitely worth taking a look at to see what he's got to offer. I know that he does some different trips and different destinations. There's all kinds of things there. So, of course, his Instagram is really cool to check out as well. It's Chubby Diaries, and let me pull this up. Chubby Diaries, and then it looks like there may be 1 or 2 underscores. We'll have to put that in the show notes so people can click it and actually see. But yeah, there's some imagery. There's a video up. It's his very first red carpet, and he's at the Disney upfronts, which is basically where they say, "Hey, here's the shows we've got coming up," and they're trying to get advertisers in and let the media know and all that stuff. So, yeah, very cool. I think that he's a great guy. I've talked to him a lot of times. I actually did an interview with him late last year for their podcast, and actually no, the podcast interview was earlier this year, and I did an interview for their website last year, and it's really cool. He's just doing some great things, and it's worth checking out. So
Nice.
yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm kind of glad that it's not like just I mean, I don't know what it is exactly, but it doesn't sound like it'll be just a, plus size, completely focused on that he's a big guy. Like
Right.
he's a big guy doing whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah.
kind of like that.
That's the kind of stuff that we want to see. It's, this guy is doing something, he's not just, it's not just, hey, big people can travel, which is important. And he's doing that work through Chubby Diaries. But with this show, it's him basically kicking ass. Life begins where your comfort zone ends. I like that. So
I'm like, oh geez.
yeah, the show aims to capture the beauty that comes from the scariest moments. That's awesome. So we're going to get to see him out there doing some amazing things, and I'm super excited for that.
Yeah, that's exciting.
So yes. So before we jump into any more, I've had this beer here in my fridge that I've been waiting to get to for a long time.
Okay.
And so I'd like to break this one out.
Get into it.
Because I did already open it and take a couple drinks here. I couldn't wait. So
all right.
Yes. So this week my beer is called Dunkel. It's a dark German lager with notes of toffee, caramel, and toast. It's 5.8%.
Toast?
Yes, that's what it says.
All right.
I don't taste any toast, but maybe it's caramel toast.
Who is that?
I don't know. Okay, this guy is Wayne Newton.
I thought it was like,
yes.
Wait, is that
so on the can it's Wayne Newton with a face mask on. Safety first, and it's from Sasquatch Brewing. And so I love that they I always, any of this like punny kind of stuff always gets me. So the beer is called Dunkel, much like the Dankeschön song, the classic by Mr. Wayne Newton. So it's glorious. I saw this, and as soon as I saw this is one of those where I didn't really care what the beer would taste like.
Yeah.
I saw the label, had to get it. So yes, luckily the beer tastes phenomenal. I always like dark German lagers because they're just like, they're smooth, they're dark, they're not trying to blow you away with hops. And I'm actually going to take a drink now.
That's a funny name. I like it. I was like, is that Wayne Newton?
Oh yeah. Yeah, 5.8%. It's glorious. I can't say enough good things. German beers generally get me, but especially like dark lagers, I really like, because it's a good combination. It's dark enough for my tastes, which I know that you like the dark and heavier beers.
Yeah.
But I also like the lagery part to it as well. And so it's this is one that I would highly recommend.
Yeah, I'll have to try and get that one.
Yes.
Yes. Did you get that at? Where'd you get it?
I got it at what was the place that we went to? Belmont Station.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Cool. So we're gonna.
That's funny.
Yep.
So mine, I actually got on the trip in Seattle.
Oh.
We went to this this Asian market. I don't know exactly. I don't remember the name of it. But it's like a huge market there. One of my friends was there. He wanted to pick up a few things, and so we were just wandering around looking at crazy things. And I'm like, oh my god, I want to get a beer. I don't know exactly what this is. Kyoto white Yuzu.
What? Yeah, let's see here. Kyoto. Yeah, Kyoto white Yuzu.
Yeah.
So
just a craft malt beverage, white Yuzu ale brewed with spice.
Yes.
So it's a fruit beer, is what it. So I don't know if that means like a sour or what. That's cool, like, it looks like a regular top, but it's like a
nice.
Ooh, that smells kind of soury.
Yeah, I like it.
Slightly sweet. Tasty fruit. All right.
Nice. Yeah, and you can follow along with all of our beers on the
Okay.
Untapped app, UNTAPPD. We have the Heavy Conversation beer list over there, and it's basically all these things that we are drinking. They are here for you to
He's got
to
the
view.
Dunkel chain with. That's funny.
Yep. So, yes. So check
That's
them out.
decent. Yeah.
You can see the good, bad, and ugly of what we try, and that's the best part of the whole thing. So lots of beers to choose from there. So speaking of Untapped, did you see that I sent you a message through Untapped? Maybe not.
I haven't yet. Let me hold on.
Apparently there's like a messaging app in Untapped now, because I got a message from someone and I was like, what the hell? And sure enough, it was somebody saying hello. And I was like,
Hello from
okay.
the other side. I don't see it.
Yeah, right. I know. And that was the thing, is that I found it really difficult to find. Sometimes when I would open the app, it's in the upper right corner. There's a chat. There's a chat box. I will send you a message. Well, now, just sent you another one.
New things on Untapped.
Yes. So if you're a beer connoisseur, if you're a beer aficionado, a beer lover, whatever, and you're not on Untapped, you should definitely do it. So, yes,
it's a good way to just keep track of it, because I have the worst memory trying to remember
what
beers I've had.
Right.
Excuse me.
Yep.
Or when I'm at the beer place, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna look this up because I don't really understand what this is about. It's a good resource. It's a good resource for getting other ratings, or
totally learn about your beer while you drink it, even before you drink it if you want, but whatever works for you. So right. Yes, so there we go. So Jeff's getting his show, which is awesome, and there's so many like interesting people out there that I think it would be fun to see with shows of their own. I'd love to see Andy Neal, the plus size hiker, get a show. I think there's probably something really cool that he could do there, and that feels like it's only a matter of time before something happens there, because that dude's out there hiking and doing fun videos and all that kind of stuff. So it would be cool to see something like that.
Yeah, I know I would like to see that from we were just talking about him the other day, weren't we?
Yeah, we were. Yeah, I did an interview with him for Chubster a few weeks ago, and it's up there. It's a long one. It goes in pretty in depth, but it's actually really cool what he's doing and kind of what he's put together. So he basically changed his life and dropped a career or a calling to find his actual calling. And so he seems like the kind of guy that you could see he's doing something really interesting and unique out there, and it would be cool to see him with the show as well. Yeah,
I think about that once in a while. I'm like, what is it that I would want? Like, what would I want to watch?
Right.
Sometimes people will recommend things, and I'm like, I don't like this at all. I don't know why everyone's all about this show.
I think my thing with shows is that I'm really, and I'm sure most people are this way. Well, a lot of people are this way, not most people. A lot of people are this way. Is that for me, when I'm watching something, I'm trying to find something that has no, I don't watch a lot of reality stuff. I do watch documentaries. I do watch nature shows, things like that sometimes. But mostly it's a way for me to just disconnect from the real world altogether.
A little bit.
So, part of the reason I like the Marvel stuff, or that I like adventure, or suspense or sci-fi or whatever, it's just a nice way to turn it off,
Yeah.
So for me, that's a big thing. That said, I will definitely be watching Jeff's show, because I think I love the idea.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know what if it's like they have to do these challenges or something, or what kind of, because I like some of those kind of things.
Right.
I'm like, there's no way in hell I would do that, but
Totally. Yeah. Well, that's where it's great, is that he's going to go out there and do it, and it's not going to be
Yeah,
us
maybe
hanging out,
it'll see that it's not quite so scary or quite so bad.
right, us hanging off the side of a cliff or whatever's going to be happening here.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so definitely keep an eye out for that. There's no date set on it, so I'm guessing that's like a 2023 kind of thing.
Yeah.
They turn around shows pretty quick now, especially now that they're able to make shows again. It's those things seem to come pretty quick. So yeah. Let's see. So I've got another thing that I thought we could kind of dive into, and that is the list of the best US cities for thrifting. So
Ooh.
we know that when you're a bigger person, trying to find clothes at all is difficult. And if thrift store kind of stuff or secondhand clothing is something that you would prefer to buy for whatever reason, it's not always easy to find those kind of things. But here are 10 cities that are the thrifting capitals of the US, according to the team at betway.com. So that sounds like some kind of casino thing.
And I'm like,
So,
what? Okay.
yeah. But let's see. Yes, it is. It is. So apparently they're getting into the thrifting reports research business. I don't know. Anyway, I get a lot of pitches for all kinds of different news and informational kind of things.
Yeah,
And this, this is one of those, and they have a whole infographic. But we'll start with the top 10. We'll start at 10 and work our way down to number 1. Yes, and I'm sure if you were guessing what number 1 is, you're probably you would probably be right. So
okay.
number 10.
No.
Okay, so it's San Antonio.
Okay.
So yeah, basically, these cities, they just have a lot of thrifting options. They're saying that this is a market that's going to grow. Lots of people are going to be really focusing on the secondhand fashion scene. And so here we go. So number 10, San Antonio, which was surprising to me because it's just not something I think of. Number 9, Portland, Oregon.
All right.
Which makes sense. I feel like there are a lot of thrift stores here.
There are, yeah.
Number 8 is Dallas. 7, Chicago, which again probably makes sense. Number 6, San Diego. 5 is Houston. 4 is Philadelphia. Number 3 randomly is San Jose, which is weird. I don't know why that would be, but hey. Right. Number 2, New York. And number 1, the top 10, number 1 thrifting capital of the United States is Los Angeles. So I know a few of those cities have places that you can go for, if not thrifted, secondhand or consignment plus size clothing. And though a lot of them focus on women's or feminine clothing, they do have men's and masculine stuff, either from time to time or on a regular basis. Those sections are usually smaller, and they don't always do the greatest job of saying, hey, we got this stuff. And guys don't, I guess, generally bring that stuff in, is what I've sseen over the years as I've talked to some of these places. And so like here in Portland, we've got Fat Fancy, which is a well-established, long-running store that has all kinds of great consignment and kind of secondhand goodies, as well as other things. The Fat Fancy has changed hands many times to lots of different great people who really believe in what it's about, and they have a lot of really cool stuff. So definitely worth taking a look in there. I know that I've taken some of my old clothes up there in the past, and even shot a video for Chubster there. So you can go and look at an article I wrote a few years back about the best places to get rid of your secondhand clothing, get rid of the clothes you don't want, how to get them to places that other bigger people might be interested in. So, sorry, Siri went off there.
I was like,
on my wrist. Yeah. Apparently, I turned on the thing where you lift your arm and it turns it on. So that happens a lot. But I thought when I'm riding my bike, it's nice to have that and be able to tell it to do things. So
Right.
anyway, so then there's LA, and they have the Plus Bus, which is a similar kind of thing, and they've got all kinds of things there, and they do lots of fun stuff. They've got lots of clothes, really cool people to connect with there. It's definitely a place that if you're in LA, you should search it out. And you can see, I think they're in a new location, but when we did the Chubster series, Sized Up, that was the first episode of that. That's where I went during that episode to go and find some clothes. And they have all kinds of different things, but I let one of the owners of the Plus Bus outfit me, and they put me in some skin tight leopard print, if I recall correctly. It was a classy look. It was a classy look. So yeah, you can check that out as well. It's Sized Up.
It was pushing your fashion boundaries a little
That's
bit.
right, which is good to do. It's good to do. So yeah, I felt very free. I was very able to stretch. So it was very nice. So yeah, I know there are lots of other places. You know, there's I believe Minneapolis, I think has a plus size. I want to say a plus size boutique. Yeah, we'll do this in real time since I didn't prepare a list beforehand. But I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. All right, let's see here. Yeah, so cake plus size. Okay. Yeah, and just again,
I was like, what?
Yeah, again, a lot of these places, you know, it's you're not going to be, you can shop online, but a lot of it is you know, really you're wanting to go into these stores. But I'm looking at cake, and I mean, they've got online shopping. There's not I'm not seeing masculine stuff here, which is again the thing with it is, you know, I don't know that the audience for that kind of stuff, the customer knows to look at a lot of these places. You know, you can go in and find things, and sometimes you might be pleasantly surprised. So, you know, worth checking out. But this list, you know, if you're in any of these cities, it might be worth checking to see what stands out to you and kind of go from there, because they even show like the number of thrift shops and flea markets on this infographic, and it's like,
oh, nice.
LA has 3.8 million people and 408 thrift shops and flea markets. Portland has 652,000 people and 277 thrift shops and flea markets. Jesus. So
that seems about right.
Yeah, right.
That seems about right. Actually.
It does.
There's like 3 of them on my block, I think.
Exactly. It feels right. It feels right. So
it's a little crazy how many there are. I'm like, how do all of these survive? Like,
I know.
I don't get it.
People, I guess, really have to be into that kind of thing. I don't know. It's interesting. You know, I think those places are definitely worth a look, especially if you're trying to create a style, or maybe you want something that's not super expensive. You know, I mean, they run the spectrum. Like, I know last time I was in Fat Fancy, it's been, you know, pre-pandemic now, but they had a lot of different kinds of, you know, they had the consigned stuff, but they were also carrying some different lines by you know, different designers that were making extended size clothing. So I don't know if that's still the case. I need to go in and check out the new location and all of that, but it's worth a stop, and being able to support businesses like that, always important.
Absolutely. And it's good for the environment to, you know, reuse clothing instead of buying new all the time.
Right.
When you can. Not your underwear, but, you know, everything else.
Right.
Always buy new bearskin underwear.
Always buy new bearskin underwear. Yep. Well, there we go, Jody. I think that's all I've got. I'm excited to see what Jeff's show is going to be like.
Yeah.
Nat Geo, they have some good stuff. There's some fun shows to watch.
Yeah,
there,
I think
so.
I can't remember if that was on Nat Geo, but Obama like narrated something, some sort of
Nice.
nature show that I was watching the other day.
Yeah. There's what was that I was watching? There's something about scientists in Antarctica that are it's just like what it's like living up there for the times that they live there, what the experience of going out into the wild is like, and it's crazy. It's like talking about these roads and how if you veer off a road, you will crash through the ice to your death, things like that. So it's yeah. And I believe there was one that I was reading a long form article about a guy. Have you seen the movie Up?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how the house. Spoiler alert, everyone! You know how the house lands on that cliff that's really high.
Yeah.
Well, there was this long form article from National Geographic talking about a scientist, coincidentally named Bruce, who'd been studying frogs around there, and he had found these. He was looking for this very specific type of frog that he believed lived on top of one of those things, and that the animals that evolved up there were different from the ones that were at the bottom.
Yeah.
So evolution was different up there because it was so high up, and these things are like 9 miles long. I mean, they're tall and they're huge, and nothing gets up there. Even people getting up there is just like a whole thing. Well, there is a show on National Geographic about this, and about like them going back to this place and trying to find this frog and kind of the other things that they find, and some of the people who climb up there. And it's like you can't easily fly a helicopter up there and just land because it's covered in trees. And so these guys were having to climb and then like hang off the side and sleep for a while, wake up and keep going.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. So the article about that whole thing was really cool, but I haven't watched the show yet, but it's on my list. I definitely want to.
Well, it looks like that Paradise Falls was inspired by a place in Venezuela.
Ah, okay.
There's some crazy pictures.
This one is right near, it's like where a bunch of countries connect, I believe. I don't know. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it, because it was a really cool story. So I'd love to actually go through, watch the show, and I kind of know what happens because I watched it, but or because I read the story, but still being able to watch it would be very different. So
it's good to learn more about the planet.
Totally, absolutely. So I'm gonna go learn more about the planet now.
All right. Well, maybe I'll finish my beer and do that.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks, Bruce. Thanks for sharing some fun stuff with us.
Thanks, Jody. I'll talk to you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
Podcasts.